Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. Let me adjust this really quick. This is going to be a video response to Elevatorsfan, his first contest. I didn't stumble across this video until, or I should say just a few minutes ago, I saw Dixieland Farms' response to it, and then I just kind of, followed the path back, and I found your first video. So, or your, not first video, but your first contest video. So congratulations on kind of getting your first contest out there, and it's always a nice big kind of stepping stone and becomes a lot easier to do from that point forward. So I just wanted to jump on board and give my quick 2 cents reply. As always, I pulled out a number of different things. The question was more or less, what's your favorite side one? What it boils down to. And I couldn't remember when I started to dig through and look if you said favorite side ones or if it was just kind of one album. So I started pulling out a bunch of different things. So what I'll do is I'll show the one album that I think is probably my favorite side one as of right now. But then a lot of the others that I pulled out just to kind of share them with you because I pulled them out anyway. So playing in the background, as you can tell, is Painkillers, right? No, I'm sorry, Ram It Down by Judas Priest. I'm going through that box set, so I'm almost towards the end now, which is kind of cool, to listen to the whole Priest catalog album in chronological order. So anyway, let me stay on topic here. Probably my number one side one as of right now, that can change daily, but I actually mentioned this in, well, maybe like 2 videos ago, 3 videos ago, so it may not be a shock for those of you who follow my channel, but Neil Young, There Comes a Time. Quite frankly, I cannot remember the last time I put side 2 on this album. It's been a long time, to the point where I can't even necessarily recall most of the songs on side 2. But side 1 is just killer. And again, I won't ramble on in detail because I did that a few videos ago about this album. But side 1, going back, Comes a Time, Look Out for My Love, Lot of Love and Peace of Mind. Those songs, the way that Neil did them, it just encompassed everything to me that is genius and fantastic about Neil Young. And I said, as of right now, that is definitely my perfect side 1. I don't think an album can get better than that on a side 1. So that's the one album I would say actually answers the question of my favorite side 1. And then here are some of the others just kind of came out. They could easily, also be up there. I tried to also stay away from some of the ones that maybe, were a little more common, even some of these are. But, just to maybe pick some things I haven't shown a million times, like John Coltrane's Love Supreme. That's a side 1 and side 2, favorite side 1 and side 2 of all time. So I try not to pick that one. Metallica's Master of Puppets, stuff like that, because I show those all the time. So here are a few that maybe you don't see from me that often, that still have some of the best side 1s. Jimmy Cliff, and this is The Power and the Glory, one of reggae's, greatest artists, without question. This guy is just legendary. For me, I know there's a lot of different, artists out there. A ton of reggae artists, but for me, it's just when I think about the kings and gods of reggae, so to speak, I think Bob Marley and Jimmy Cliff. 2 of the more mainstream reggae artists, but again, those 2 just epitomize the greatness of reggae, if I can put it that way. But this is Jimmy Cliff's Power and Glory. This is number 1, We All Are One, Sunshine in the Music, Reggae Night, Piece of the Pie. Again, it's just perfection. And actually with those songs, it's really cool because that's probably some of the best mainstream, I should say, yeah, I'd say more mainstream type of reggae that still really holds a lot of the spirit of reggae, to me at least. So definitely that album right there. That's a great album from front to back, much less just side 1. Here's another one too, another classic, Public Enemy, Fear of a Black Planet. Now you could also throw It Takes a Nation of Millions, but I think as far as just side ones, this side one might be a little bit better than It Takes a Nation of Millions. But again, if you've heard this album, you know why it's side one is perfection. But kind of Public Enemy at the top of their game, in my opinion. Another one here where really the whole album is incredible, but side one is perfection as well. This is the DLC, No One Can Do It Better. Came out back in 1989, and for me, it's just one of those timeless hip-hop albums. And again, it just goes back to there were just great, fantastic songs throughout side one. Really good stuff. Here's one I wanted to explain why side one was so great. Dire Straits, their classic Brothers in Arms. And I mean, side one is So Far Away, Money for Nothing, Walk of Life, Your Latest Trick, and Why Worry. 5 of my favorite Dire Straits songs, period. I mean, you throw Brothers in Arms on side one, and you could somehow install Sultans of Swing, and that would just be, again, all of my favorite songs of Dire Straits. So that's definitely one that goes on the list. Another one that goes without saying, again, favorite side one and side two, Purple Rain. And this is one of those albums too, I mean, everybody and their mom knows about Purple Rain, whether you actually like it or not, you know about it. You could name a few songs off the album. You know, it was Prince back in his Hey Purple Day and blah, 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 blah. And sometimes, like, things like this get so big that it's easy to kind of forget how incredible it was in the first place. Because when you listen to this album, it's almost like listening to a greatest hits. You know, especially side one, Let's Go Crazy, Take Me With You, The Beautiful Ones, Computer Blue, Darling Nikki. I mean, fantastic songs, and it's just real easy to kind of put these type of albums on the back burner sometimes, and just really forget. No, that's not like a greatest hits album they put out after a 10, 15-year career. That was one album they set down and put out all at once. And when you go back and really pay attention to this album in that way, it's pretty dang impressive, is all you can say. And you can say that about other stuff too, like you know, Led Zeppelin 4. Even though you may get tired of listening to it, that was one album that came out at one time. Michael Jackson's Thriller, Michael Jackson's Bad for that matter. List goes on and on. But let's move along. Another great side one. Kind of easy here too, because there's only 2 songs on side one here, but they are 2 fantastic songs. And it's Who Knows and Machine Gun by Hendrix. So that's a perfect side one with the Band of Gypsies. Another given, maybe that I'm sure a lot of people will overlook, Boston. Everybody knows Boston, you know all their hits and everything else. But when you really pay attention to the fact that side one on this was More Than a Feeling, Peace of Mind, and then Foreplay, Long Time, it's a pretty dang powerful side one. You know, I think about it in most cases, if most groups were to put out 3 or 4 albums and had those 3 songs to be dispersed over 3 or 4 albums, they would be pretty darn happy with their careers. And that was, you know, side one of Boston. Another fantastic side one, and quite frankly, side two is just as good. But a perfect side one, Cyndi Lauper, She's So Unusual. I mean, again, Money Changes Everything, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, When You Were Mine, which is, I think, a Prince cover, and Time After Time. Perfect Cyndi all the way through. Again, cheesy album, Cyndi Lauper, you know, all that good stuff. I don't care what anybody says. This is one of the best 80s albums to ever come out. Epitomizes everything that was great about 80s pop music right there. Here's another one, too, from a side one. Because side two is okay. It has maybe one song, like Miles to Go, that I really like on side two. But side one, every single song is great. And it is Alison Krauss in Union Station. This is Paper Airplane. Great thing about this one, too, is I tried not to cheat by pulling out compilations and soundtracks and stuff like that. And, you know, the song, Oh Brother Where Art Thou, the album, Oh Brother Where Art Thou, the soundtrack to that, I think it actually won a Grammy for Album of the Year or something like that. which I think is cheating when compilations are included in best-selling albums, or can win a Grammy for Album of the Year or something like that. But the great thing about, or I guess why I'm saying that, is when you listen to side 1 on here, really the first 6 tracks on side 1 are tracks that would come right off of an album like Oh Brother Where Art Thou, especially considering that she did a bunch of tracks on Oh Brother Where Art Thou. So side 1 here is also very, very, very good. And if you do, or if you did like the movie or the soundtrack Oh Brother Where Art Thou, you will love this album, so make sure you pick it up. I mean, these are the guys that did some of the biggest hits on Oh Brother Where Art Thou. Another one, Dido, Life for Rent. Kind of forgot I had this in my collection, actually, so I'm going to have to give this a spin tonight. Great album. I think this is her first album, I believe. But, again, White Flag, Stone, Life for Rent, Maria's in India, See You When You're 40, and Don't Leave Home. 6 of her best tracks across the board. And then on side 2, there's one song that's a hidden track, and I think it's The Closer You Get. It's not actually listed on the title, but again, if they would have moved that one to side 1 as well, I mean, that's all the Dido I would need for the rest of my life. So another great side 1. One of the best rock and roll albums of all time, and it starts with side 1, The Black Crowes. And this is the Southern Harmony and musical companions there. And again, side 1, Sting Me, Remedy, Thorn in My Pride, Bad Luck Blues, Eyes Gone Good, also Sometimes Salvation there. Just a perfect side 1. And it's not enough that the band itself is just what I consider to be the perfect rock band. The perfect mixture of rhythm and blues, southern rock, gospel, just classic rock. Perfect mixture of all of that stuff. And all of it is covered on side 1 in an amazing way. So that's one I would choose. And then 3 final ones here. Eric Clapton's Pilgrim. Not his most popular album, so to speak, but it's definitely one that I liked. And 3 of the best songs on this album are on side 1, which is My Father's Eyes, River of Tears, which is probably my favorite song on the album, and then Pilgrim. So again, perfect side 1. Interesting too, because those 3 songs bring some of the weirdest emotions every time I listen to them. My Father's Eyes is kind of like somewhat like a grooving, at least to me, kind of jam out type song. You sing kind of hard on the chorus and that type of thing. Rhythm of Tears is a song that makes me just relate to or feel all of the worst and some of the most down times in my life. And then Pilgrim just gives me the creeps, and I don't know why. There's something about that song, it creeps me out. But so a very emotionally connecting side 1 for me. Last 2, Iron Maiden. Have to throw this in. Somewhere in Time. And side 1 is basically the thing that brought me to Iron Maiden. This album, side 1. Well, I take that back. I have to add in The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner, which is the first song on side 2. That was also one of the first songs that really brought me to Maiden. But side 1, Caught Somewhere in Time, Wasted Years, Sea of Madness, Heaven Can Wait. Again, 4 of my favorite Maiden tracks right there. So that's a great side 1. And last but not least, and I'm sure you'll understand this one because I watched your other video, Black Sabbath, Paranoid. War Pigs, Paranoid, Planet Caravan, Iron Man. Enough said. Perfect side 1. So, there you go. I tried to kind of limit myself to some degree, but didn't do a very good job of it. But, again, congratulations on getting your first contest up and up and going. I'm glad I got a chance to enter it. And as always, we'll talk to you soon, VC. All right, take care, guys.